Welcome to Fluxedo Junction. I'm Scott Kuchler. Each episode, we bring you the best music of all genres from throughout the world, and this week we'll be speaking with three different artists at once. Dave Seubert and Wayne Lynch of the band Featherstone, and Ryan Lynch from the band Premium Heart. Both bands, along with a third band called Golden Hymns Sing Hurrah, will be performing on November 15th at a venue called Whiskey Rocks in West Babylon, New York, right here on Long Island. While all three bands are unique in their own distinctive sounds, the combination of the three makes more sense than one might think, as we'll discover during the interview. But let's get things started with some music. Here's Featherstone with a song called Colorado, here on Fluxedo Junction.
Yes, sometimes it does come in too.
Not always, right, not always. For some unfortunate folk, there might not be more than one. It makes me townships that stick around. We got them scoundrels in my world. I know a lot of fun. Get some drinks, tip your bartenders. Love you all.
All right, so we can jump right into it if you guys are ready. There's a lot to unpack here, so before we do anything else, let me ask each of you to introduce yourselves so everybody can sort of get familiar with what your voices sound like.
Okay, I'm Wayne Lynch. I play bass for Featherstone.
Dave Seubert. I play or sing lead, and I also play harmonic for Featherstone.
And I'm Ryan Lynch. I play bass in Premium Heart.
Now, Ryan, you and I don't know each other, right? I know Dave and Wayne just from, being around the local circuit here, but I don't think you and I have ever crossed paths, have we?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I love the band, and I know that primarily we're here to talk about the gigs you guys have coming up, but I did want to mention that I believe you have a new release coming out soon. Is that right?
Yeah, Premium Heart's in the process of releasing our next EP called Midnight Pulp, and we're releasing the songs one at a time. So as of when we're recording this, we have a couple singles out with a couple more. We have a pretty packed release schedule of lots of videos, lyric videos, music videos, and singles coming out every couple weeks until the mid-spring, actually. So we got lots of cool stuff coming out.
Great, and we'll be providing links to everybody's websites and social media pages up on our website as well. But yeah, so we've got three groups really performing on the 15th, right? We've got Golden Hymns, we've got Premium Heart, and we've got Featherstone. And it occurs to me, listening to all three, that there seems to, all three groups seem to share a quality of epicness to them. Does that make any sense? It's like, this is not just knockout, garage band kind of, three-chord music. None of these bands are that. These are all, like, well-written, well-crafted, and well-produced acts that we're dealing with on this night.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Our drummer booked the venue, but I kind of booked the bands, and I wanted to kind of do like a throwback to the old Fillmore West, where would just get different genres together. And even though we're all original band, I think each one is unique in their own way. Golden Hymns Sing Hurrah is an instrumental with orchestration, little periods of improv. I think. Well, Ryan sat in with them one time. Yeah, I've sat in with them, and my wife actually plays violin for them.
Oh, cool.
And, they're a post-rock band. If any of your listeners are familiar with, like, Godspeed You Black Emperor or Explosions in the Sky, these, like, very big, slow build. I'd say epic is a good way to describe post-rock in general.
Yeah.
But, yeah, those, like, and like, when I sat in with them, there's definitely some improv, some things that are very through-composed, and just, like, to me, it's just, like, a vibe. You just sit there, and every once in a while, you'll notice that everyone in the band and in the house are just locked into some crazy thing.
Yeah, some groove
some
going
crazy melody that I've never heard in a local band before.
Well, there's certainly no shortage of grooves with regards to all three of the bands that we're talking about here. And I've had the pleasure in the past on some rare occasions of just doing some minor work here or there with Wayne and with Dave on separate occasions. And so I know what you guys are capable of already, and I've been following Featherstone for a while anyway. So, but I've yet to see you live. And also, I don't know this venue. I've never been to Whiskey Rocks. It looks like a great place to do this. What is it that you are looking forward to the most in terms of this particular combination of acts performing live on the same night? You mentioned that there was going to be maybe a little tribute to Phil Lesh as well, right?
Yeah, me and Ryan, I don't know if you know this, but he's my son, and I guess that would make me your dad. That is usually how it works. Yes, but,
I did not know that, so that's cool.
Yeah. We haven't played together well, actually, we just played September 11th in New York City for a 9/11 tribute, but we haven't played together really in a long time. And Phil Lesh inspired both of us. We were lucky enough to have him in our lives for a couple of years, and Ryan actually picked up the bass because of him. And we didn't have the best relationship when we were young, when Ryan was younger. But music, and especially Phil Lesh, brought that back together, and we started playing music together. And it's always great when we can do that. And we just felt that we needed to recognize Phil and what he meant to us and what he meant to our family and what he meant to everybody that loves music. So we're just going to do a semi-original song that we do when we get a great loss in our life.
Can you feel the love over here, Scott?
Absolutely, absolutely. And look, so far everything I'm hearing has got me really excited. I'm in love with the idea of doing that Bill Graham, Fillmore West kind of booking, disparate acts together. I love that. When I read his autobiography, the one that he didn't get to finish, unfortunately, because he died, I couldn't believe some of those bills that he put together, having like the Byrds opening up for Led Zeppelin with Michael McClure doing a production of some weird one-act play with the San Francisco Mime Troupe. I mean, that kind of booking you just don't get anymore. So it makes me really look forward to this kind of diversity. And I kind of want to direct my next question to Dave. Being a singer, what are the challenges? Because you have an amazing voice and you have amazing stage presence. And I just wonder what the challenges are for you in just keeping your voice and your entire being in good enough shape to continue to do this at the level that you do it at.
Well, first, let me thank you for those flattering comments. I appreciate that. But I as far as keeping it together, I do work with a vocal coach named Greg Drew. He does Lenny Kravitz also, a few other people as well.
Nice.
It's very good at its work, and it just kind of helps keep my voice in shape and just keeping the highs there and stuff, because I do smoke quite a bit of marijuana, and that keeps the
likewise, yes, thank you.
Off my vocal cords is what I'm told. But
yeah,
it does help. It certainly does help, and when you're having a lot of shows together and stuff like that, it really helps the most, I would say. If I'm just doing a one-off, it's not usually an issue. But if there's a lot of shows together, it certainly helps. So I would say that's probably the biggest, and getting a lot of sleep. Taking care of yourself, eating right, and things that I never used to do when I drank.
Just another benefit of the miracle of cannabis.
Now, because I know, again, I haven't seen Featherstone live yet, but I know you and I know Wayne, and I'm familiar with who's in the project, and just knowing who you're working with, I got to imagine that there's a sensitivity there on the side of the musicians to what you have to deal with. This isn't like I know you guys have the ability to play heavy music, but this isn't like you're playing in a thrash band where you've got to compete with, 3 guys trying to turn it up to 11 every second of every song, It seems like everybody's got a pretty good head for dynamics and how to serve the song, in addition to being able to lay down the grooves and really just rip it when you guys jam. There is a sensitivity to the song itself there, isn't there?
Yeah, we try to be very free in our live performances. one of my favorite things is I write a lot of lyrics for the band, and I just love listening to how Dave makes them their own and grows. And there's maybe 3 songs in our catalog that we play the same way every time. Everything else, can open up to new explorations where the song goes and where the groove goes. And we just recently, in the last year, replaced our drummer with our new drummer, Gary Worrell.
Yes.
It brings a whole new dynamic to the band. When we improv now, it's not a straight line. We're listening to each other. We're going different places, and the music is just it's just locking in at certain points. And you'll see us up there just smiling when that happens. Hopefully, it'll happen at the next show, right, Dave?
I think we'll have a lot of smiles at that next show.
And one thing, like again, going back to like the Bill Graham type lineup, is so you have this crazy instrumental band who also uses screwdrivers in some songs, which is kind of interesting.
That's true.
And then you have kind of Featherstone. We're more like a throwback. I don't know to what, but it's a lot of jam and it's a lot of improv. It's very loose on stage. And then Premium Heart is such just a technically great band. Complex melodies. Well, Ryan, you're Premium Heart, so speak about Premium Heart.
Oh, well, thanks. We're more of like a post-punk. Like, I try to think of us as like a Sonic Youth that you can dance to, which sounds weird, but that's what we go for. And to go to what Wayne was saying about the drummer's role, our drummer Keith comes from a prog and metal background, and so we compose things. He likes to, what he calls, throw a wrench into things, where we'll write a song and then he'll say, oh, actually, you know what? This part, we're going to do a polyrhythm. And he'll tell me to play in 5 and the guitar player play in 7, and he will tie it together with a mixed meter beat.
Nice.
That sound, we try to play things that are complicated to play, but not complicated to listen to, if that makes sense. They don't sound that hard until you count them.
We are the dust in the corners of the rental spot, getting kicked up. Such highly charged free radicals, opposing force, attracted thought. Give me your time, I'll give you mine. Penny for your thoughts, if you'll break a dime. Cut my teeth on an axe to grind. Gotta kill a fight, it's not what I wanted. It's deep
our adventurous spirit live is it's not that we like test each other, but there are times, usually once per show, Keith will just double time or half time somewhere. He doesn't tell us where. And it might only be for 4 bars, but just it changes the feel, and sometimes that stays in the song permanently. Sometimes it doesn't work. But it keeps us on our toes a lot, and it's always a lot of fun to walk that line between, like, I come from an improv background, which the rest of my band doesn't really, but there are some songs that we really go and leave behind, and then there's other songs that kind of have to be the way they are because everything is really locked in. And I can't jam in 7. I have a hard time. So we try to keep some things tight, some things loose, based on the song.
Well, I want to unpack this for a minute because, I teach music. I teach over at a School of Rock and a few other places. Oh, cool. And when I'm talking to my students and I'm trying to get them to appreciate the art of improvisation, I always give them the example, and it's a true example. I've seen the 2 bands more than any other, the Grateful Dead and the Black Crowes. I've seen both of those bands countless times. And, both bands are notorious for not really having a fixed set list. And I always tell my students that there were some nights where I saw each of those bands where it was so amazing that it was like staring into the face of God. And then there were other nights with both bands where they sucked so bad that I wanted my money back and I was really angry. But that's what was beautiful about it. It's almost like when you watch somebody walking a high wire in a circus. Now, in real life, nobody wants to see anybody fall off a high wire and die. You know what I mean? If that happened while you were at the circus, you'd be horrified and you'd have nightmares for the rest of your life. But the idea that it could happen is what makes it so exciting. Another example that I have, and then I'll ask you to speak on it. 2 of my favorite artists, I saw them together, Paul Simon and Bob Dylan. And it was one of those shows where...
That's a show.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where they were like trading off who the headliner was on different nights. So on the night that I went, Paul Simon opened, Bob Dylan closed. So Paul Simon went out there with his 11-piece band. He's got Steve Gadd on drums, Richard T on keyboards, the whole thing. The lighting cues are perfect. Everything was perfect. I could have stayed home and listened to the CD. You know what I mean? Like, it was really great, but it was exactly, I'm sure it was the same set every night. Then that set was over. Bob Dylan comes out with just a 3-piece band. What's his name? Larry Campbell on guitar. The guy from the Jerry Garcia band on drums. And it was clear that there was no set list and that the guys in the band didn't even know what was coming next, because Bob would start a song and they would all look at each other like, oh, I think this is Subterranean Homesick Blues. And they would catch on to it like 2 or 3 measures in. There was no lighting. I mean, there was, just basic stage lighting. There weren't lasers or anything like Paul Simon had. It was real raw. It was like seeing a garage band. But I loved it. I really, really loved it. And it reminded me of the same thing with the Black Crowes and the Grateful Dead. Like, sometimes that improvisational spirit, that flying by the seat of your pants, really adds something to it.
Yeah, one thing about Larry Campbell, he's another guy that we got to know through Phil. What a great instrumentalist. Any stringed instrument he could play, and he's such a nice guy. He really is.
Yeah.
As far as improv, like my philosophy on it, well, of course, it's a conversation. Everybody has to be listening to everybody. But
sure.
Like, my philosophy of playing music is every once in a while you have to jump off the cliff. And sometimes you fall flat on your face, and then, you go to the next groove. But the times when you jump off the cliff and you do something in an improv to turn it around and you get to soar to the other side and land on your feet, that's the beauty of improvisation, I think.
Some bands take that literally. Like, we might not improv a lot, but I literally jumped off the stage and tore my ACL at a hard show.
Oh my God. Well, you do, but Dave, I've seen you do improv. I mean, there is definitely no way, in some of those performances I've seen you with other groups, there's no way you're doing the same performance every night. You know what I mean? Like, you may be singing the same song or going for the same thing, but you know your instrument and you know how to mix it up and keep it interesting for whoever is in the audience. That was the compliment I was trying to pay you before, that you know your instrument so well that you do have that ability to kind of just run with it and see where it goes and you know, and control it at the same time, kind of let it loose and control it at the same time.
Wow, that was so many great compliments. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, I
talking about me. All three of us are looking at each other going, who's he talking about? Who's he talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's...
If you think, I really love the compliments. Another great bass player who improvs just as well, if not better at times, is sitting next to me, and Ryan Lynch is one of my favorite bass players ever.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all three acts. I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to the venue also. I can't believe that, like, you know, I'm doing music 7 days a week in every capacity, and I can't believe there's a venue I haven't checked out yet. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope that, you know, unfortunately, there's not much more... Not much more time left for me to get into any more depth than we already have, but I hope, you know, each of you will come back on the show in the future as soon as there's new stuff to promote. I really appreciate you guys making time for me.
Yeah, on that vein, can I just say one thing?
Yes, of course.
In that vein, I just want to say that for the new Premium Hard releases, all the new singles, if anyone buys them on Bandcamp, all of the proceeds go to Pride for Youth, which is a division of the Long Island Crisis Center that specializes in queer youth, especially trans people that were kind of left in bad spots by, you know, all sorts of reasons how trans kids are left in bad spots.
Sure.
And I just wanted to spotlight that because, you know, more than ever, we really have to take care of our trans kids.
Absolutely, especially now more than ever. You're absolutely right. Well, thank you for that as well, in addition to the amazing music. And thank you again for your time, all three of you. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the gig.
Thanks a lot, Scott. It is at Whiskey Rocks in West Babylon on Friday,
November 15th.
And Whiskey Rocks is the old Sinclairs, but they
okay.
The sound system and built the stage, and it's going to be a really great night, I hope.
Yeah,
same ownership as Village Pub.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, so that's Friday, November 15th.
Still run red. all for now. Won't you tell me what you think? What you think?